What's going on, guys? Today we're working on the LS 240 again. We started Saturday and it took a little while, so this is the second day we're working on it. Got all the coolant lines hooked up and the oil feed line. I just need a fitting for that, so that'll go right there. And then we got the intercooler piping almost finished. Need a section right about here. So today we're gonna possibly hook up the boost controller. Quick reenactment from Saturday. Hey Justin, can you give me a hand? Maybe breaking my shit? Say less. I mean, all that stuff down there is loose. I think she broke. Yeah. So now I gotta take that apart. So right now we're gonna pull out, because I'm actually gonna be running different gauges and everything. So we're gonna pull out the old speedo and tack and everything. On these 240s, you have to, in order to get this bezel out, you have to pull, there's two 12 bolts right here. So you gotta pull that out, and then you can get this sitting over there. Get that thing out, and then you can pull this out. So we're gonna pull this out, disconnect all this good stuff. Let's take this out if you're not gonna use it, like I am not. First thing we're gonna do with the boost controller is actually get all of this routed, the gauge, and then so that way we know where we're gonna lay out the boost controller, the solenoid, and the map sensor. Just kind of get a feel for where all the wiring's gonna go. But I bought this gauge pod, I guess you want to call it, just off eBay. You can choose like what size you want to do, because I'm gonna do obviously the boost controller, probably a couple different gauges, and then tack and speedometer. So we're gonna put that in and route all that, and then once we get that done, we'll come back and show you guys what we did. So we didn't get quite as far as we wanted to on the boost controller tonight, but we got the gauge put in. Got everything wired from the gauge to the map sensor and the O2, or the wideband O2 sensor. Got all that routed where it needs to go. So as you can see, maybe the gauge right here, and then we ran the wires underneath the dash. We're just gonna have to clean up some wires. But right now we're kind of at a standstill because we need to get the downpipe on so that we can hook the hoses up to the wastegate. There's a few, if you look at the, basically this is the layout. This is for if you have an external wastegate, which is what we have, going from, basically it tees in from the turbo to the wastegate to the boost controller. So we'll have to do all that at a later date, which we'll go over everything once we get it on. But I've got to get the manifold off because the mount that I had right here, Justin kind of broke off. Not his fault, just kind of weak bolt. But so this is kind of the layout. It's wastegate to the downpipe, and that'll be right in here, and then the O2 sensor, the wideband, you have to put a certain amount of feet away from, or inches from, the turbo itself. But We'll go over all that at a later time. We're getting close, but there's a bunch of tedious little stuff that we gotta finish doing. We should hear it run here, hopefully within, I would say, at least a couple weeks. It might be optimistic, but it's just getting all the wiring tucked and all that good stuff, and hopefully fit and finish with all the piping and all that. Hopefully we'll be doing some burnouts here soon. I'm getting a little bit sideways. So as of right now, we're just gonna call it a night, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more on this build, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.